What's up, guys?
What
It is
is
the Dooleys. We are back with Faith, Family, Fitness. My name is Andy Dooley.
Tiffany Dooley. Yes, right here. Sitting next to this handsome guy.
And this beautiful woman.
And if you can't tell by the decorations in the back, it was someone's birthday.
It was. I had a great birthday.
Did you?
It was. It was cozy.
It's kind of chill.
I liked it. It was low-key, chill, cozy. My kind of vibe. Not saying that I don't like to have
Last year we were in New York, so.
I know, New York was popping.
For your birthday.
So, it all depends on the year. I'm not too hard to please.
You're not, actually. That's one thing I love about you. You have very expensive taste, but I would say you're not hard to please.
Yeah, I'm not high maintenance.
No.
Yeah.
Do you think I'm high maintenance?
No.
I know.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I feel like I'm pretty...
You're pretty easygoing, chill, go with the flow. But
Till I switch it up on you.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. You can tell you grew up middle class. That's for
sure.
Oh
my gosh! Stop.
You can tell she grew up middle class.
Stop it!
Yeah.
Name one thing?
What's one thing?
One thing that makes you say
you have expensive taste. You want to shop all the time. Like you asked.
Okay.
We could go.
All right,
But speaking of the title of what we're going to be talking about today, let them know.
Yes, we're starting. We're starting the ABCs of Faith, Family, Fitness. This is going to be exciting. We're talking about attitude today, which this is going to be good for you. And I'm going to need you to definitely rewatch this, okay? Because there's going to be some great tips.
That's a lot of attitude already.
Y'all
see it for yourself, and I didn't even have to point it out.
But I want to get started with a couple of would you rather questions.
Yes, we're going to go back and forth with these.
I did have a question before we even do this. This is a PG program. Is that correct?
Who said that?
Oh, okay. All right. Because I came up with some non-PG questions, but I wasn't sure if they were appropriate for this. Should I save those for later?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Can I go first?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. First question for Andy Dooley. Would you rather only have summers for the rest of your life?
Hold on. These are for you guys as well. You can answer these in the comment section, okay? Continue.
So rude. I don't know if I'm going to ask them.
I don't want to leave out the viewers.
All right. Yes, you may answer these as well. I wish this was live, because then we could,
I know.
Maybe we'll do that. We'll get there. All right. Would you rather have only summers for the rest of your life or winters?
Summers.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, I like the winter. However, ooh.
Right?
Ooh,
That's where it gets you. That's where it gets you.
You know what? I'm going to flip it. The reason why I'm going to flip it to winters.
Why?
Is because when you're cold, you can warm up. You can eventually find a way.
That's true.
When you're hot, there's only so far you can go. If it's blazing and you're just in your birthday suit, it's not like you can take your skin off. And you're hot and uncomfortable. No, I'm going to go with winters.
Your reason. Yeah. Okay, are you going to ask, do you want to go back and forth?
Yeah.
Okay.
So my question for Tiffany Dooley is, would you rather have a rewind button or a pause button for your life?
Oh, gosh. Oh, gosh, that's tough.
Would you rather have a rewind button or a pause button for your life?
I'm going to say pause because I may have the rewind button, but everyone else doesn't. You know what I'm saying? So I would rather be able to pause, contemplate what you're going to say, pause, calm yourself down, pause, you know what I'm saying? So I'd say a pause button for sure.
Yeah, that was a good one.
That was a good one. Ooh, okay, all right. What about this one? This is funny. Would you rather wear the same outfit for a year or switch closets with me?
Same outfit for a year. That's easy. That's easy.
Okay. I have to tell the story. I don't have time. Dang it. I'm going to tell the story. Remember about the pants?
We'll talk about that. Okay. I'm going to have
to tell it later. Okay. But
yes, we'll come back.
So you would not want to switch closets with me?
No.
Well, one, I don't have as many clothes as you.
No. I'm good.
Why? I'm trying not to take that personal because you're
not about your...
I'm good. I don't want to wear your clothes. Ew.
I'm not going to wear a dress. I'm not going to wear a skirt. I'm not wearing a bra. I'm just not wearing feminine. No.
Okay,
you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
That's why.
Okay. I couldn't wear the same thing every day. I'd wear your clothes.
I would wear the same thing every day.
Okay, last question.
Okay. Would you rather your partner say, I love you every day, or never say it but got up every time your child woke up in the night? No, I love yous from me.
This doesn't require any thinking on my part.
Okay. I'm really curious.
Getting up in the middle of the night, that is saying I love you. Okay?
Okay.
That is saying I love you. I don't need to hear it another day of my life if you would get up, because here is the reality. The way our room is set up, Andy sleeps closest to the door.
Yes.
Why is it, you tell me, why is it that when our kids come in the room, they bypass a willing, able body who could help them with any of their needs and come over to my side and ask me for whatever they need?
It's not every time. Let's be real.
Okay, I'm sorry.
It's subjective.
Right. 99% of the time it happens.
No. It's about 80%. It's still majority her. However, there are certain things that kids know to ask
They
Tiff
know not to ask
and
me.
know not to ask
They
me.
know it'll be a no if they ask me.
They know 80% of the time if they ask me, they're not getting what they want.
Yeah. Well, yeah, so I would say 100%. Don't tell me you love me. Show me you love me. I would take that.
Okay. All right. Well, we need to keep it moving.
But keep telling me you love me.
Oh, this is just a question.
Let's not take this as
we won't. Yeah,
I ain't gonna say it.
But we need to keep it going because we need to talk about the fitness portion.
Yes, fitness. Mm-hmm. Attitude when it comes to fitness.
Yes.
All right, so when it comes to fitness and attitude, and for us, we could quickly define what attitude is. It's a mindset.
It's a mindset.
Really. I mean, that drives a lot of our actions and behaviors. So when we're talking about attitude, starting out, ABCs, faith, family, fitness, let's start with fitness. When it comes to attitude, how would you say a person's attitude impacts their fitness goals and all the things that they're wanting to achieve?
Great question. I really feel it impacts your fitness goals starting off with your why or your ikigai. This is a beautiful book I'm reading right now. It's a Japanese word. The Japanese word is basically a reason of being. Here's the book right here.
You were telling me a little bit about this.
This book is beautiful, and it talks about basically your reasoning of being, the reason for living. And in this place in Okinawa in Japan, they have the most centenarians, meaning people who are 100 plus. And the reason why is they don't even have a word for retirement.
Wow.
In their Japanese language. They don't even have the word retirement. So they find their passion, they find their reason of being, they find their excitement in what they do. And they keep doing it because they love it on a regular basis. So you need to find your ikigai or your reason of getting into working out. Or why is it applicable to your life? And why are you doing it? And it can change. And it's okay if it is vanity in the beginning. You know what? I'm going to just be honest. If you just want to look better naked, if you just want to look good, that's okay. Because then that will get you going. I mean, I know I want to. Mm-hmm. I know you do. And you do. But literally, I feel like find that reason of being, like why you want to do it to get you started. And as long as you start, as last week we talked about consistency, keep going, then you're going to find that there's another reason. I want to be healthier. Now I'm learning, like watching your journey right now go from not wanting to work out at all to now asking me about creatine, asking me all these different questions in fitness that I would have never had a conversation with you. That's because you just got consistent. You found your ikigai in fitness and you started working towards just being consistent. And then along the way, eating healthier became more of I don't want to tell your story, but
No, but you're absolutely right.
Yeah, that's what I would suggest that.
Okay, so what are some ways you can change your attitude? So what if I have a negative attitude towards working out and it's like, oh, this is a drag, I have to, and my why maybe is a little superficial and it's not doing enough for me to get me there. So what are some ways I could change that attitude so that I can reach these goals?
Always start with yourself. Why am I in a negative space? Like, you don't have to have this conversation with anyone else, but you need to look at yourself in the mirror and say, why am I dragging? Why do I have an attitude about working out? Why do I choose these Oreos over celery or spinach or choosing negative food? I mean, we all do it. The top fitness gurus have their moments. We all have our moments. Just ask yourself why and be honest with yourself and start there. Because then you can unpack that and say, okay, I need help in this area. Reach out to someone, get accountability, find out how someone else can help motivate you and inspire you to get back on track.
That's good. One thing that you have said, you've said it to me, but you've also said it to your clients and stuff, that I think helps shape a good positive attitude and outlook and mindset is you talk about being 1% better every day. You know, having that mindset, if you can explain that a little bit, I think that's a great way to change your attitude towards a positive to trying to reach your goals.
Yeah, I mean, just like a baby when they're starting off, they're taking one step. And it's a huge deal if they take 2 steps. Bigger deal if they take 3, 4, 5. And so if you just take 1 step and think of it as like, I'm going to work out tomorrow, that's my first percent. I'm going to work out the next day. That's my 2nd percent.
That's good.
And you continually do that. Next thing you know, you did a week of workouts. Now you're 7% better than where you were sitting on the couch.
That's
and
great.
Take that mentality for the rest of your journey and watch yourself grow, change, and you can look back and be so excited about how much progress you've made.
I love that. I think that's so practical. And that has really helped me, I would say personally, in, getting out the door to go to the gym or, choosing not to eat something today because, I am going to enjoy my Sunday fun day or whatever. And making those choices, a lot of times our actions are influenced by our attitude. And so if we can develop that mindset, I want to just get 1% better. I know that this is good for me. I want to continue in this. Then it's like you said, it's like success happens and next thing you know, you're 50% better. And it's like, whoa, how did that happen?
I know.
It's like that
and there's a spark.
Yeah.
There's a spark that happens inside you where you get super excited about it.
Totally.
And I just remember how excited you were. We were getting ready to go to church. My wife was so excited about how her jeans were fitting.
Okay,
and this is that story.
Let me tell the story.
This is the story, guys.
I'm putting my phone down for this one. Okay, so I had got ready for church, and I had been, faithfully working out, and I had been noticing I lost some weight and slimming down and everything. And so I put on these jeans, and I was like, wow, these really are fitting looser. And remember I told you, and all day I'm having to pull them up.
And I'm looking at her like, wow, she really... Those pants are dragging on it.
I know. So I'm all day. I mean, literally, I'm feeling like, wow.
You was hype. You said it multiple times.
I told the kids. I think I told someone at church. So when I go at night to change and get into my pajamas and I take the pants off and I look at the inside of the tag and I'm like, these aren't my jeans.
He was wearing
all day long. I'm wearing Annie's jeans, thinking I've lost a person. All right, I can't even hold these up. I gotta go buy a belt. I gotta go shopping. I laughed so hard in my closet.
Too funny, yo.
Oh my gosh, I laughed so hard. But talk about a mindset. Talk about my attitude, and it didn't even deflate me. I laughed so hard. Because I was like, well, you know what? I'm still... Because here's the thing. There was a day when I could wear Andy's jeans. and
stretch
hold them up.
Stretch them
hold
out.
them up. So I was like, you know what?
You've improved, babe.
I'm doing the darn thing. I can't even wear Andy's jeans no more.
And I like either Tiff. I liked pregnant Tiff. I liked
my goodness.
either one. So let me
So
tell you.
about an attitude, you just have to have a good positive one, I think.
Yes.
Okay, let's talk about when it comes to family, because attitude's big in this house.
Yes, we have a whole lot of it.
Yes, we do.
All right, so we're going to talk about the family portion. And we do realize how important attitude is.
Yes.
In our family, everyone's family, and period, across the board.
Yes.
You know, because that impacts your performance
Yep.
at your jobs, with your families, your households. And for us, we have this boss baby.
Yes.
Gosh, our youngest bundled up and...
Well, she'll tell you in a heartbeat what she won't do, what you won't do.
What you will do. I mean, I walk in a house and I'm just like, my leash? You know, it's like, who do you think you are talking to?
Okay, I will say this. Our kids, we have trained them to remember their manners. Because manners are important.
Yes,
Can I just say this, parents out there? Can I just encourage you? Please. Encourage your kids to have manners, please, and thank yous.
Because you just don't realize how much of that is lacking nowadays.
Yes, and even in adults.
Yes, it's just like manners is out the door now.
Yeah, people just don't care. So we try to teach our kids. So our kids will tell us that they want something. Mm-hmm. Especially Ava.
Yes.
Ava will say, I want some milk.
I want grapes.
And so this is what we say. We say, that's nice. And then she goes, please what?
Yes, please what?
May I have some milk? It's like,
yeah,
okay,
you gotta be on top of it now,
Yes.
because this 3-year-old, if we let it slide, because she's super cute and she'll flash her pearly whites and her smile.
Yes, she'll
and she smiles with her eyes. Yeah, she smiles with her eyes. You know, she tells you, I love you more.
I love you more. You're the best. She said, you're the best mommy in the world.
Yes,
That's what she
best
says
daddy
to me.
in the world, and gives me a squeezy.
Oh, girl.
I mean, that kind of stuff will get you. It'll melt you.
Yeah.
However, we see you, girl.
Yeah, we do.
We're not going to allow that,
do.
because as you get older, as kids get older, if we don't correct it now, that's going to turn into a monster.
Man, seriously. Okay, and so we've got on that end of the spectrum, then we've got our 10-year-old who is like a 15-year-old, and we had to institute something to help her recognize. We don't want to embarrass her when we're out in public or anything.
And we're not going to show them what it is. No.
Okay, all right.
Then in public they see it, they know she got an attitude.
It's a hand gesture, and we had to show her like that. It was like, hey, you need to adjust that attitude.
Yeah.
But what's great is I did it to her the other day because she was. I was down the hall. And she's at the table, and she's waiting for me to respond to something. And I see her doing this with her head.
Oh, my goodness.
Like, I couldn't see it. And she's like, waiting for me to respond.
Yeah.
So I finally catch her eye, and I gave her the hand signal, and she started laughing. Because it's not only is a reminder, but it's also a way to kind of poke fun at it.
It's an easy way of making sure we check them. Like, hey. You're being you have too much tude right now.
Yeah.
We need you to fix it, correct that.
Yeah.
So maybe if you have that in your household, your kids may be just angels.
Yeah.
We have a bunch of alphas that we're raising up right now.
We're raising up leaders.
Leaders up in this crib. So we got to make sure we
need those adjustments every once in a while. And I was to say, I grew up I never had an attitude. But I grew up being told that I had one all the time, which is so frustrating because it's like, I don't have an attitude. And anytime you tell somebody they have an attitude, that's their first response. Even if they know they have, I don't have an attitude. And it's like furrowed brow, like snarling, it's like, I don't have an attitude.
For you guys who are listening to this podcast, you didn't hear me say anything for a while. All I did was stare at the camera to Tiffany's response saying that she doesn't have an attitude.
Okay. So, but I remember it used to bug me so much as a kid. It was like, so we are trying to I at least am trying to do a better job because I was just told I had an attitude and change it. Mm-hmm. But what I try to do with the kids is to tell them what behaviors they're displaying as an attitude. So like in our house, you'll hear a lot tone, watch your tone,
Yes.
fix your tone. And the kids say, okay.
And then we tell them why. Because at the end of the day, if you have this kind of attitude, how do you expect to have friends? If you have this kind of attitude, how do you expect to function in the real world? If you have this attitude, how do you think you're going to do at a work site? Work job. This has implications that will impact the rest of your life. We're not just telling you about your tone, or we're not just telling you these things because we are annoyed by it. We could be annoyed by it as well, but we're also thinking about their future.
Absolutely. And that's the thing too. We talk about tone, facial expressions.
Yes.
So we try to teach our kids, not only do they need to change their attitude, which they can, we try to teach them that, but also, like, what is it that we're saying you need to fix or change? It's like, hey, say that. And then we'll not only just make them say it, we'll give them, another way you could have said that.
Yeah.
This is how you could have asked for that, or this is what you could have said.
And fix your body language.
Yes, fix your body. I mean, the shoulders down, all of this. It's like, it's a constant.
Yeah,
it's a constant. So the last segment is our faith portion.
Yes.
Where what does the Bible have to say actually about attitude?
Hello. All right, Tiff, let us know what the Bible has to say about attitude.
Okay, well, let me read you scriptures from Philippians 2, verses 5 through 11.
Okay.
Just a short portion, though. It says, adopt the same attitude as that of Christ Jesus. And it's the scripture that really goes through just that Christ didn't think it equal to be counted equal with God, but humbled himself, became a servant of all, died on the cross, all of that. In a lot of translations, it uses the word mind instead of attitude. So let the same mind be in you that was also in Christ Jesus. The Greek word, it is phoneo. I cannot roll my R's. Can you roll your R's? I just can't do it. Phoneo. I can't. Anyway, it means to think, to be minded in a certain way. So
that's good.
The Bible teaches us that we should have the same attitude of Christ. So the question is, what kind of attitude did he have?
Right.
He had an attitude of humility and service. And so when it really comes to us having the same attitude, is having a humble perspective of ourselves, not letting ego get in the way, not letting our focus be, I'm looking out for number one. I got to make sure that I get mine. Yeah. That's really how the world tries to tell us how to live.
Yeah.
But Christ's example was one of service, one of humility, one of deferring to others, and then really having a heart to serve. I think if we would have this attitude, just trying to adopt this type of attitude, we would see success in every area of our life. And we would love being around us more, and other people would love being around us more.
It impacts everyone around you. It impacts your family, your household, your marriage. Just imagine if your goal was to outserve your wife. Or your goal was to outserve your husband. Yeah. Now there's this humble place that you're trying to serve her, serve him, and there's this beautiful new cycle. And it's so much easier said than done, obviously. But it takes intentionality of thinking about it. That's why we're giving you this scripture to chew on, to think about, to maybe start making those little shifts and adjustments
in your attitude.
Yeah,
in your mindset. So
I think that was great. Guys, thank you for joining us on episode 3. Can you believe it?
I cannot believe it.
We're doing this thing. So make sure you guys gently tap that subscribe button. And also,
you don't want to smash it?
Yeah, no, we're not doing that. So annoying. And I used to say that back in the old days. You know what I mean? Anyways, guys, gently tap the subscribe button. Turn the bell on so you guys know when we drop content every week. And on podcasts, on Apple Podcasts and Spotify, guys, please, if you agree, leave a 5-star comment down below. That's going to only help the podcast grow and get out there so we can impact more people.
Absolutely. What are we talking about next week?
Next week, we're going to be talking about beliefs.
Continuing
your belief
the
system.
ABCs.
Yes, we're going to make sure we talk about that. That's going to be great. Stay tuned. Make sure you guys share this with your family, your friends.
Send in your questions, comments, all that.
We appreciate you. Thank you for taking the time out. Much love. It's the Dooleys. We out.